Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching. We are here back again with another episode of MY3, the show which brings the community close together to show them what's inside their closets. And today's special guest is none other than the one and only London Linc, aka official sneaker speaker. Welcome to the show. Tell the audience about yourself.
Thank you for the intro, man. Actually felt like special, brother. Heartwarming.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
No, thank you for having me, first of all, my brother. Yeah, sneaker speaker, London Linc. You can catch me on, I've got a little YouTube page with some unboxing, showing some new releases and things like that. Catch me on Instagram, official sneaker speaker. Just a regular guy that loves sneakers, bro.
That's what we like to see. And thanks for coming on board. Much appreciated. So, Linc, you know how this goes. Reverse order. Let's see your number 3.
All right. First thing I'm going to say before we kick off, Jay, is it's a shame this ain't called MY5 or MY10.
It's funny you should say that. I've had a few people asking me that. And you know what it's like? The whole idea with this was very quick content, 15-minute videos. Otherwise, they're literally turned into hour-long videos.
I get that totally. It's just so hard to choose 3 though, man.
I know. And I love it because I've got everyone's brains ticking in the last couple of weeks.
Okay. So, yeah, obviously watching back, I didn't want to pull out things that have been pulled out already as well. Do you know what I mean? So I pulled out 3 that I do honestly love and adore and cherish. And first of all, I'm going to go with
what a shoe to start off with.
Yeah, the 180 Ultramarine. Bro, to be honest with you, like I say, it's hard to choose 3 to actually pick out. But I just had to keep it true to my era and what actually inspired me to jump into sneakers. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, and I love that. So go on, tell them more about the shoe, where you got it, what it means to you, the story behind it and stuff.
This is originally from 1991. Back to junior school days for me. And yeah, my school and my friends back then is actually really probably what got me into sneakers. Do you know what I mean? It was always a competition, who's got the most heated thing on their feet. And one of my friends, he was actually the fastest runner in the school at the time. You know, that kind of stat kind of guy. And he got these. And on the first day he got them, Jamie, he colored them in with a permanent marker.
What?
Yeah, so everything on this shoe that is white, he colored in black. You can imagine the mess.
I don't even want to think about it. It hurts me thinking about it.
Brother, it upset me so much. And they weren't even my shoes. You know what I mean? So I always said I would get a pair of these and I would give them the love that they deserve and just cherish them and keep them in this beautiful colorway that they originally came in. Love
it. And when did you officially get that pair?
I actually got this pair. No, I got this in 2018.
Was that the re-release when they did a re-release of it?
That was the re-release, you know. So obviously many years after 1991, but I love them just the same.
And there's something about that colorway, isn't it? It's so simple, but yet so effective.
It just works, man.
It does, doesn't it?
You know
and it's kind of been now played out across so many different silhouettes and Nike branding and T-shirts and stuff. I've even seen
around the same time of this release, they done an Air Max 90 in this colorway. And that was really nice as well. That just worked. But yeah, man, definitely an iconic shoe to me. Takes me back to junior school and just literally just tugs on my heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we're the same sort of age, so I can feel it. And I remember when that 180 came out, It was a little bit special. The whole exposed air bubble, especially underneath and everything, which was pretty special about it.
Exactly. It was something brand new. Do you know what I mean? And you know, back then, yeah, what your air bubble goes all the way underneath. Yeah,
I know.
man.
We couldn't quite comprehend it back then, could we?
Do you know what I mean?
And also, I think the only big problem I found with the 180s, with being a wide-footed person, I found them a little tad uncomfortable because they are quite narrow, tight-fitting shoes.
They are very narrow. Yeah, fortunately, I'm a size 10, but my fit isn't too wide, so they actually fit me very well.
Yeah, but they're a great shoe, a classic all-timer. Love it.
Exactly.
Great story. Amazing shoe to start off as your third one. Love it. So, what have we got as number 2 then?
Number 2, I was gonna just keep it all old school and just go with all old school joints, yeah, because like I say, that's where I'm from. And if I'm honest, my main aim when I got into this sneaker thing was really to get them scoops that I wasn't able to get as a young man. Do you get what I mean? There was a lot to catch up on.
Yeah,
You know?
there still is. I think we'll be
is.
catching up for the rest of our lives. But we can't play that catch-up game because it's just it doesn't work like that anymore.
Well, there's always another cop, isn't there, JP?
Always.
So you're never gonna win.
No.
But yeah, my pair number 2, this was a very tough decision because there's a side A and a side B, and the side B just about pipped it, man.
The side B definitely pips the side A.
You know what I mean? It was a tough decision. I've got big respect for the side A's, and if it was a nicer, sunnier day today, I might have gone for those. But yeah,
I know what you mean.
A serious colorway. This was released in June 2019. I was fortunate enough to get both pairs, you know, but the side A's, I actually got these on SNS. It was a online raffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the W. So fortunate to get that, and
nice.
Took a L on the online raffle with the side B's, but fortunately they were doing a first come first serve as well on the Saturday morning. So I just
whereabouts at SNS.
SNS, yeah.
Yeah, so you managed to get down there.
So yeah, I rushed my skates down there, and yeah, fortunately was able to snag me a pair. They are half a size too small.
Okay.
They're a 9.5. But it was worth the sacrifice, in my opinion. I just had to have them.
Yeah, definitely. You got to take what you can take, and I know that feeling. It's about completing these sets, isn't it?
I couldn't have A and not B.
No, I know exactly the feeling. I'll tell you a story. I had that earlier on last year. Funny enough, that shoe, I slept on the A. For some reason, I don't know why I slept on it. I think I maybe purchased another couple of shoes just beforehand, so finance and stuff were a little bit tight when they came out. Yeah. And now I regret not getting them then because they were actually floating around a few of the A's.
They weren't
that difficult to get hold of, I don't think. But now they're quite hard. And
there was
side
a lot of
B,
releases, like I think they were saying restocks, but they were like drip feeding these for some reason.
Yeah, if I remember rightly. But the side B was always like kind of marketed as the more limited out of the two.
These are definitely more rare, and the resale price would tell you that as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, totally. But really solid 90.
You know what? It's one of my favourite packs till now, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it's a great pack. Really loved it. And I agree with you. It's hard when you get that one shoe, especially when there's a pack and there's only 2 in a pack. You know, you're like, I need that second shoe in the pack. I had it last year with the Air Max 1 Amsterdam and Londons.
Oh, come on. Prime example.
I got the Londons and I was like, I don't need the Amsterdams. And then I saw the Amsterdams. I was like, I need the Amsterdams. And I got them. And then you're so happy once you got that complete pack.
100%, man. I'm fortunate enough to have the Amsterdam and the Londons as well. And again, what a great pack. Like 90s and 1s are really my thing. So they're essentials, man.
Yeah, totally agree. Everyday essentials. I love it. No, it's
You know
really,
what
really
else
nice
came
number
with these?
two.
I forgot to mention that prior to the release of these, Foot Patrol actually done an event. And I went down to this event and you could see all the other models of the 90s that these were based on, because it's 8 different models. I don't know
Yes.
how well the camera will focus on there, but obviously there's 8 different models that this shoe is based around, with the big stitching, with the moon landing inside, blah, blah, blah. For me, they're like you remember when Air Max 1 done the Masters? This is like the 90s version.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people don't actually realise that, because there are so many details in it, isn't there? Like you said, the
So
big
many.
stitching. I think
The
that might have been from the cores,
Bush.
didn't it? Did the big
Sorry, mate?
stitching come from? Did the big stitching come from the cores?
No, the big
No.
stitching actually come from, they were called, it was based on a baseball player, Untold Truth, I think.
Oh, that's it. I vaguely remember those ones.
It's on the bottom of the shoe. Why don't I have a look, JP?
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, they're from the Untold Truth, which was based on the first black baseball player.
Amazing.
So that's quite amazing in itself, But yeah, the event was quite good as well. Went down to this event in London and met a couple members of the Real Soul family, and again, memories that go with the drop. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what it's all about. It's all about those extra memories. Where was that actually? At Foot Patrol?
Yes. Well, if it wasn't at Foot Patrol, it was just round the corner.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when they do the odd event at Foot Patrol, obviously COVID times,
Yeah.
I've been to the odd event there, but it's so small, the shop. You basically the event ends up being on the street.
Oh right, yeah. No, they actually had it. I think it was just round the corner.
Yeah, in one of the little studios or something round there.
Yeah. It was
Love
a
it.
nice event. Obviously, you had all of the 8 silhouettes on display.
No, fantastic. Great story, great shoe. All right, so we are moving on to the ultimate. Let's see. Drum roll, please.
Yeah, my grail still remains my grail, Jamie, man. Again, I'm taking it back to junior school, man. You can see I was obviously heavily influenced from junior school. And I think that's where the whole passion come from. 1991, happy to say I was around and interested in trainers at the time. My number one is the Jordan 6 Infrared. This,
fantastic.
to me, is the most iconic shoe, apart from the Air Max 90 Infrared, which I couldn't show because Timothy bust that last night. But this is one of the most iconic shoes of all time for me.
Totally agree. It is a very iconic shoe. I'm not going to say who, but I did a recording last night with someone and they pulled that out actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
It's interesting where you're starting to see what people are pulling out, and it's interesting the stories. So I agree with you. It is such an iconic shoe, that. But what's the story? What's the meaning to you? Where did you get it? What did you pay for it, if you don't mind me asking?
I was so fortunate to get these for retail on the re-release. Like I say, these released in 1991, yeah?
Yeah.
And at that time, it was obviously Bank of Mum and Dad. I distinctively remember my budget was £50, not a penny over. Yeah. So there was no way I was even going to distress myself and ask for these. Do you get what I mean? And my best friend at the time, Shay, he was like a brother to me. If I weren't staying at his house, he was staying at my house, blah, blah, blah. We're very young guys. And he was fortunate enough to actually snag a pair of these. Every time he got trainers, he got great pairs. He was one of them guys that had been to America, all that kind of stuff. Do you get what I mean? He was quite fortunate. And
there was always one of them at school.
There is, and it was
there was always one of those guys who went to America and everything before everyone else.
So if it weren't my best friend, maybe I would have had a little bit of hatred or been a little bit bitter, but it was my best mate, so it was just all love, and it was just, I used to admire this pair. And there was a few releases. They came out 2000, That's when my oldest son was born, so that was no way. Then it was 2010. Again, I wasn't in a position to buy a pair. 2014, I think I might even have gone for them in 2014, but wasn't successful. And yeah, I finally got myself a pair in 2019.
Nice.
And I want to big up Peanut Buffalo. I want to big up Nick, because she
Shout out, Nick.
shout outs to Nick, because she got me a second pair that are on ice up there that I'm not gonna touch. Do you know what I mean? So this is the pair I wear, and I've got a pair on ice up there. That's how much they mean to me. I don't double up on shoes because I look after them, but this was a pair that was worth it, especially after a 28-year wait.
Most definitely. I agree with you. I'm not one who doubles up on shoes, mainly probably financial, but obviously very difficult to get the one shoe, let alone two of them.
Definitely.
But yeah, if you can on certain shoes, the old famous term, one for rocking and one for stocking.
That's it. And yeah, this was one pair I was happy to do that with, man.
No, definitely. I love it. Fantastic. And it's an icon. It is a classic. And the colours as well. It's just a clean shoe.
Well, we know, obviously MJ winning the playoffs, and you know, like, it's got big history behind it as well. Do you know what I mean? This is the shoe that I think he tore the toe box on it.
Yes, I think it was. And it's funny, you're talking about MJ. Well, obviously, quite a few people have brought Jordans up within MY3. And it's amazing where the whole Jordan scene has gone from Last Dance last year.
Oh, 100%. People, do you know what? The fantastic thing about that documentary is that you don't even need to be into sneakers, Michael Jordan, or basketball to appreciate greatness.
Totally. Could not agree more with you. That is what it's all about. So, yeah, it's all about stories. And that's exactly what you've done. And I knew you would come on the show with your age and your maturity.
Well,
you would come on. Definitely. And I really, really appreciate it. Really, really good top three. Solid top three. Some great classics, some great shoes and great stories. Before we finish, we are going to do shoe of the day or what's on foot. We are filming this, for everyone who doesn't know, we're filming this in the middle of the day. So I'm sitting around and I am just wearing a pair of comfy old 90 slides today.
Okay, nice. They are very comfy as well.
Yeah, can't go wrong. So that's what I've got on feet today. What about yourself?
For me, obviously, I was wearing this T-shirt and that. So, and I'm not allowed shoes. I'm not allowed shoes upstairs, but these were what were on feet.
Nice. Classic again, an OG.
You know what I mean? As you can probably tell from this, that is where I am. That's what I do. That's what I love. Like the things that I looked at and admired as a kid.
That's the funny thing, because when you get to our age, and we are, I hate the term OG, but it's because there we go. They were a great slider that came out last year. I hate using the term OG, but as a mature sneakerhead, what happens is we get to this stage in our lives and these shoes re-release, re-drop, and it's like you now can afford the shoe. So you now want to go back to your history and pick up that shoe, which you couldn't do 15, 20 years ago, for example.
That's what's important to me. Do you know what I mean? Like I could have bought out I could have bought out some Travis and some Off-Whites. The bits that mean the most to my heart. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you all day long. And I think then that's the amazing thing about this is, we're in that age bracket and we're saying that. But if you look at, say, maybe a 15-year-old sneakerhead, 16-year-old sneakerhead, for them, their stories are going to be the Off-Whites, the Travises. So if they come and do a MY3 with me in 20 years' time, then that's what they're going to be pulling out, because that will be the history and the OG stuff which they started off on.
Yeah. And you can't knock it. Obviously, like I say, I believe in staying true to your era. Do you get what I mean? There's certain things that I leave, like the newer technologies, if I'm honest, like the Vapor Maxes and things like that. I leave that to the new generation. It's a new generation shoe, and I can appreciate why the younger folks would appreciate new technology and things like that. But I'm happy to be old school.
I couldn't agree more with you. And also, I'm going to leave it on the last thing. I'm a sucker for a bit of nostalgia.
100.
So it all helps. But Linc, you have been an absolute legend. Thank you for coming on the show. As
Thanks,
always, to everyone watching, do not forget to like, subscribe and comment. It helps the channel out massively. You know where we are. Jump into our DMs if you want to come on the show. Until next time, this has been another episode of MY3.